Barrett Day again. And what is this beast I have around my neck today? Well, what we have here is a 1988-ish, well, definitely 87 to 89, Charvel Model 5A. Actually, no, the fact it's a 5A told you it was 88 or 89. 5A, it's neck through body construction, so you've got a maple neck through, two poplar wings either side, Jackson high output humbucker, rosewood board, Charvel J6, I think, Lock-in Floyd Rose knockoff. And as with my other Charvel, an Ibanez trem arm, because the damn thing didn't have the arm with it when I bought it. Like I said on a previous video, got in the habit of going on a guitar safari whenever we were on holiday, and well, in 2001 we decided to go for a quick, cheap, easy vacation to Thailand. My wife wandered into the middle of KL, found a Chinese travel agents and booked what they called a free and easy tour. Now you see, the phrase free and easy in British English means you do what the hell you want. You know, there's not really any restrictions on what you're doing. You're basically left to your own devices. However, in Malaysian English, a free and easy vacation means that everything's paid for and you don't have to think. So basically, they stick you on a coach tour, drive you somewhere to do some shopping every day, and take you for your lunch and your dinner. And all the hotels and everything are put in. And basically, you don't have to put your hand in your pocket once you're there, unless you want to. And what happened on this particular vacation was basically, I was the only Guilo there. I was the only non-Chinese person on this entire tour. And we got on the coach at the airport when we arrived in Bangkok. And the tour guide, who was a Thai bloke, did a double take at me and said to me in Cantonese, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English." To which I replied in Cantonese, "Momentai ngo sik teng gonangwa." And I don't know why I nearly spoke in French then. It's all in the bag, marked foreign. Anyhow, things were all right first couple of days because the bloke was speaking Cantonese, which meant, you know, my wife Wendy, who's from Hong Kong, she could understand what he was saying perfectly, and I could sort of follow what he was saying. So we knew what was going on. And then on the third day, a bunch of people from Singapore showed up, and the bloke automatically switched to speaking Mandarin, meaning that I was completely screwed. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And Wendy was in about the same situation I was when he was speaking Cantonese. You know, she followed the gist, but wasn't quite sure she really understood what he was talking about. So basically, I was in sensory deprivation hell for the rest of the holiday. I had no idea what was going on. The only time the guy actually said anything to me that I understood was when we got to a certain Buddhist shrine on Sukhumvit in Bangkok. And we were all getting off the bus, and he said to me in Cantonese, "Make sure you're back by 3:30. All right, fair enough. It was the same Buddhist shrine that some bugger threw a bomb at about 2 years ago. Anyhow, so while we were in Bangkok, we went in a place that was called World Trade Center that was burnt down during the bunch of riots they had a couple of years ago. But so that guitar store isn't there anymore. But anyhow, we went in this place in World Trade Center, and of course, Thailand had been hammered even harder than Malaysia by the Asian economic crisis in the late end of the 90s. Nobody had been able to afford to buy any luxury goods, much at all. So of course, this particular guitar store was absolutely struggling, and they had piles of stock that they'd obviously bought in up to about 1996, 97, and then since then they'd just been surviving, hand to mouth. So for example, they had all of the Ovation dealer special guitars from like 89 through to 97. The sort of limited run that Ovation does every year. Just one to each dealer in each country. And they also had a bunch of Hamers, and they had this sitting there. New old stock, unsold. They lost the case, of course, and they'd lost the whammy bar, of course, because it'd been sitting in the store for 12, 13 years by the time I got my hands on it. So anyhow, they couldn't understand why anyone would possibly want to buy this thing. And I walked out of it, I walked out the store having spent 1,200 ringgit, which is about 300 bucks US for this thing. And of course it was pristine, all I needed to do was go and find a whammy bar, and I knew from previous experience that the Ibanez Sure Grip ones fit, so I went and got one of them and job's done. I haven't played it much. I mean, I play in blues, rock and soul bands, it's not exactly the correct instrument. One of the few times I played it was when we played a gig for breast cancer awareness, which of course is Pink Ribbon Day, so what the hell, take a pink guitar. And I did one of the instruments that's coming up in a couple of videos time is the matching bass guitar for this, because a store in KL who had been the Charvel dealer, and of course lost the dealership when Fender bought Charvel, so the Charvel dealership transferred to the Fender dealer, who are Bentley Music, who are called the Evil Empire. So they were obviously digging around in the back of the warehouse, and they found a new old stock Charvel Model 3B, which is the matching bass guitar to this, same next to body construction, and it was the same colour. So of course I was medically forced to buy it, because whenever you get the chance to get a matching set, of course you buy it. Anyhow, that's coming up in a few videos time. You will get the chance, you lucky people, to see exactly how bad a bass guitarist I am. I'm even worse than I am playing guitar. I'm not that bloody good at guitar. The bass, I suck massively. Anyhow, so what's this thing sound like? Well, I'll go to the clean channel. You've only got one pickup, one volume. There's not a lot you can demo. It's a Super Strat. Go to crunch. Go to stupid solo. Not exactly my main métier, but we all lived through the 80s. Anyhow, Charvel Model 5A in a finish I believe they call Burgundy Mist. It's pink. And of course I had to buy a pink strap to go with it. Hey, real man wears pink. Hey up, see you later.